Hey guys, so it is Destiny back in the house. Listen, the last one I'm going to talk about another situation. There was a friend of mine, again, no names, who had a boyfriend, um, no names, that we used to do this activity all together on a regular basis. I can't name it because certain things I would say would clearly speak to exactly who I'm talking about, the group of friends, and all of these things. So I'm very careful not to do that. I'm not trying to do any exposure. This is an edifying video to hopefully edify somebody, give some enlightenment on some things of this nature, not to blast anybody, not to have anybody arrested. I mean, statute of limitations are definitely gone. Nothing like that. We're just talking what we're talking about, and I hope it means something to somebody else. So the last one is we had this event that we did on a regular basis. I won't name different stuff just so I don't. And it's like skipping school. It's like what they playing hooky, what we called it back in my day. And so we decided that we weren't going to go to the event, that we were going to hang out. I was a little bit skeptical because I felt weird, but I'm like, yeah, but what we were talking about doing was like, okay. They wanted to go smoke some weed. Y'all learn a little bit of dirt about me, right? But see, you know me as the adult, full-grown, very mature me. I was a kid. I was a teenager. So yeah, I did wild things back in my day. I not even did them, tried them. I was one that wanted to try everything. And baby, I love the fact that when I tried a lot of things, I learned quickly they weren't for me. So I thank God I'm not hooked on no drugs. I'm not hooked on no alcohol. I'm not hooked on smoking nothing because I did all those things, trying them, and I ain't like none of them. So kudos to the process. Kudos to the process. I ain't like that stuff, right? So, what happened was we decided to play hooky from the event, and it was three of us wanted to hang out, and we did. And they wanted to smoke weed. I'm like, and sure, yeah, let me try this with y'all. Two guys, y'all like my brothers, my homeboys. Sure. We drive. I don't know how we got together, but we all get together. We get to it wasn't even a church parking lot. It was a Jehovah Witness parking lot, building parking lot. We went there. I don't know how to smoke. I never have been able to smoke. I don't care how many different class of friends I've hung around. But the weird thing about me, you could do like what do they call it, shotgun me. I don't know why I could figure that out. And I probably, maybe because I wasn't really doing the whole face-to-face thing you do with the person, the whole face-to-face thing you do. And maybe I really wasn't taking in any type of smoke. But when you're smoking, you're smoking. I don't know, but it didn't choke me up like trying to smoke. Anyway, that ain't what we're talking about. But that's what we are talking about, because that's what we were doing. And so I kind of really wasn't into it. I let them smoke, and every now and again they try to do the little shotgun thing with me. Me again, y'all trying to be grown. I hope YouTube ain't mad at me for talking about this, but it's real life, and I'm not being like gross crazy about it. I'm just kind of scathing over the story. Let's get past it, right? I mean, weed is daggone near legal, so I'm talking about back in my day as a child. So you're talking about weed isn't a big thing. Shouldn't be anyway. But anywho, back on topic. So I'm thinking that's all we're doing. We skipped the event, we hanging out, and they want to smoke. I'm trying to be big girl, hang out with the boys. Then comes the advances. I'm like, now this is well after both of the other incidents I've already talked about. I'm like, I'm straight. I am a pro at this now. Okay, so here we go. Remember, guys, we're in a car in a parking lot. I wish I could hear y'all right now saying, "Brother done taught me how to fight." Y'all know y'all over there on the other side of this daggone camera, on the other side of this video, saying her brother already done taught her how to fight in tight spaces. I know y'all all chimed in together and said it on that side. I know y'all said it on that side of this video. And so that's my confidence. Here we go again. I'm getting ready to kick their butts too. I'm not worried about this. I don't know why. Like, you were just not. Somebody probably don't even believe my stories at this point. Like, what little girl is beating up all these guys? And I trust me, I wasn't beating anybody up. My self-defense mechanisms and tactics was I didn't bruise nobody. I didn't black nobody's eye. I might have scratched them because I've always had long nails, but I ain't made nobody bloody. My whole tightness and I was just keeping my body on lock. You're not chain and lock. Ball and chain. You ain't getting here. That's just where I was with it. So they started the advances and the touching and the same thing. We were in the car, and I'm very verbal in this case because I'm like, you my brother, dude. And I'm like, dude, you both of them. I don't remember, the other guy used to date a friend of mine. I don't know if they were dating in that time. So that I can't say. And I think they probably were. So I think both of them had disgusted the crap out of me because they both were separate girlfriends of mine's boyfriends. So y'all are, what y'all call them? Dogs. Anywho, it didn't go over well for them. There was the same wrestling, tussling, me locking my body up, me elbowing, me doing what I'm doing, me saying no, me kind of squirming around the car, kicking in my legs. I'm telling you. I have hurt some guys in the process of these things with my feet, which I just talked about in the other. Like they were getting tore up with my feet. They're like, get her legs. This girl crazy with these legs. Get her legs. Well, don't let these go, cause baby, brother taught me how to use it all. The only thing I didn't do was bite. It probably came from my early ages of having OCD, which that would have been a good one. When you bite the mess out of somebody, they let a lot of stuff go. But yeah, I was just doing everything else. Same thing happened. I ward them off with the, restraints of keeping my body tight, crossing my legs, not letting any pants come down, punching and elbowing, and they got tired to the point they took me home, and it was a very difficult thing because again, I hung in a group of people, and I to this day never told my girlfriend. The situation and dynamics of that relationship they were in, it just, I would have been the bad guy. It's one of those things, we know a lot of people tell they were molested or raped or tried advances, and people believe you or don't. That would have been a situation where I already know I wouldn't have been believed. I would not. Well, we were all missing at an event we should have been in, so that part would have been, wait a minute, none of y'all were where y'all were supposed to be, so it does make sense that y'all was somewhere else together. But I wasn't trying to convince nobody of my truth. I fought them off. And I just felt like, wow, I keep getting the victory over these guys that keep trying to, violate my body. That's that story, guys. That's 4 stories. So that's my brother's friend that wanted to get in the house that couldn't get past my pants. I love to hate. That's the manager who, tried some advances. That's the deeper. So the deep story was the guy that was physically fighting and wrestling me to get my too tight pants off. And then the second deep story was the one where the guys, they literally came from under the bed. So y'all, did y'all pick that up in the story that as I was telling it? They're just walking through the house, and all of a sudden I no longer saw any movement. They all was under the bed. I didn't know if y'all caught that or not. When I stopped seeing them, because I'm like, they just casually keep walking through the house. Like, they don't have nowhere to be. They can't go watch TV, sit down, go use the bathroom. They just keep walking, then they disappear. They were all under the bed. Like, the strategy in their mind. So that's why I love the victory in that story. They had a strategy, and damn it, so did I. And I didn't even know. I went there just to hang out till my girlfriend got her little thing done. Then I have to go fight for my daggone life. So great that y'all had an idea and a plan that just blew up in your face. So that was the 2 serious situations of me having to fight off the guys, and then the lighter 2 was the ones in the car with the guys, which I still had to fight off, but I didn't feel nearly as violated. And then the manager. There definitely is a couple of other stories, but the other stories too are light stories where someone tried, may not have been a physical fight. Sometimes I'm just very verbal, like absolutely not, thank you, no thank you. Guys, that was long. I got through it, and I want to say for that, again, I did not share those stories to brag or boast. I shared those stories because those were my younger years and my ways of surviving rapes and attacks and violations and molestation. I want to say we go through things in life where we don't even think about preparation, that we need to prepare for them. Please take the stories that I just shared and sit our young women and boys down and let them know the things they can say, the things they can do to ward off abusers, attackers, pedophiles. Please Have those conversations and let them know you have the right to say no, to stand up for yourself, to fight. Teach. My brother taught me how to wrestle. I don't think he knew he was teaching me how to do what I end up doing throughout the course of my teenage years. Whew. Now, like I said, he taught me later on about some tactics of how to get behind somebody and slam them down to the ground. If somebody's trying to like pick me up to slam me, how to go low. He taught me some things, but that was later. Before that, the stuff we did playing wrestling got me out of a lot of situations that could have turned into rapes. So I never sit back and say, Dad, if I survived those many attempted rapes, why did other women not? I never say that because I understand how I was prepared for it and how mature my brain has always been, meaning not mature like silly, goofy versus smart and intelligent. I mean mature where as a young person I already was a thinker. That was a mature brain, not in, oh, I'm very mature and I'm very smart and I'm not a silly girl. I don't mean that. Just I've always been think ahead, think ahead. You're in this situation, what you gonna do? If that happens, I've always been that. That's what helped me get through. Is I don't question other women or girls. I don't. People don't prepare for rapes. I didn't. But when it presented itself, I knew to tell that boy, you're not coming in the house. I don't even. I know I didn't think that's what he was coming in the house to do. But that other thing going on in my brain knew something new. Fast forward. Have you had those conversations with young people in your life? And I'm also speaking to the adults because rapes and molestation don't stop at 16. It don't stop at 18. It don't stop at 20. Sick-minded people go out and break into homes of senior citizens. Sex is sex, but what do you get out of having sex with an old lady? And I'm saying old because I like to think people of a certain age are older. But when I say old, I'm talking senior citizen. To me, I put them in the classification of old people. People think 40 and 50 is old. I think 40 and 50 is older people. And then you have the younger people. You have young, older, old people. What? I understand that your mind ain't right, that you think penetrating a 6-year-old is something you should do. Your mind ain't right. I'm not even mad at you because you need help. There's something else going on that you need help about. You're not in your right mind doing that. So I can't be mad. It's sad. And I'm trying to get emotional. I feel like being mad at people with those mental hiccups is like being mad at somebody in a wheelchair. You're mad because they can't get up and walk. How are you mad at a disability? And that's just what I feel like when you're that sick mind of a person that you'll do those things to those people. Any people, but especially a child and a senior citizen. Baby, it's disturbing. So I'm going to come off of this for a minute to take a breather, and I'm going to come back on and close this out. I'm supposed to be doing 9 topics today, and this topic right here was about 20, all wrapped up into one, right? I'll be back. I'm back, and to close this topic off, I'm always saying drop things down in the comment. I am absolutely not asking anybody to share a personal, extremely painful, hurtful, devastating story about rape or molestation in my comment section. I am not. Please retain your privacy. If you're comfortable, share other stories, anything you want, but I'm not asking anybody. If you've ever been raped, that would be kind of sick of me, right? If you've ever been raped, please, absolutely not. Share what's comfortable for you, meaning if you have any tips of it or advice on this topic, I do ask and recommend that you drop something meaningful and helpful down in the comment section. We're not here to invade other people's privacy because I choose to share my personal stories, not asking you all to do that. And even when it's like mental health, I always say, hey, if there's anybody you want to drop down in the comments how you help somebody in mental health without saying names. I'm huge on privacy and personal aspects of people's lives. So share what you will that might help lift somebody else up, help enlighten someone else in the comments only. Personal stories is at your own discretion. I definitely encourage, my takeaway is please have those conversations with people in your life. Please have ways in place to protect your senior citizen parents because sick people, that to me is demeaning. I don't want to say sick people. People that are disturbed. They will go after all types of people. They don't care. I think back of a story of a mother I think her name was Sanaya, the young woman whose mother sold her to some man. And you saw the pictures of him taking her in a hotel and walking her down a hall. And you see him leaving without her. And then we find out she was found somewhere dead. I don't know why that came to my mind, y'all. But I think about monsters like that. He's a monster. I think about the mother who, again, disturbed. You sold your child for a man to have his way with your beautiful baby. I'm going to look the story up. Y'all already know I am. Not only to have his way with, but then to kill her. And I'll never forget the story, because when I find it, you all will see. It was a black mother, and I believe her father was mixed or a white guy. That man was devastated. I don't know why that came to my brain, but it did. It's sick. It happens in the world all day long. Please, please, please have the conversations. Protect your people, your family members, old and young. There's really nothing else I can say, because, again, I'm not asking anybody to share your personal life or stories at all. Just let the takeaway be in this. Have the conversations. Protect your people. Teach them tactics. Teach them the right to say no, to scream, to holler, to yell, to not be in places they shouldn't be. And I say the young people because I was young when I got caught up, want to go hang out with my girlfriend while she did a thing. I should have kept my behind at home somewhere where it was safe. So you have to be mindful of where you go and who you're hanging out with, and any friends that are questionable. If there's a question mark, keep your behind somewhere where it's safe. We've seen another story that pops in my brain. The young lady a couple of years ago that went on a vacation with somebody, and whatever turned left, they all beat her. You saw the video online on social media. They beat her and fought on her and beat her and fought her until she died. Protect your people. That's all I'm going to say on that topic. It was very heavy, very deep. I'm going to step away and take another breather before I hit the next topic. And I also want to give an apology. This video was very heavy. This content was extremely heavy. If it disturbed anyone's spirit, forgive me. That wasn't my intention. But I did want to talk about how there are ways to fight off people who are not right in the head, to think it's okay for them to violate your body. There are ways, and I hope that's the message that was taken away in this content. Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned. Keep watching. Y'all have a good one.